Hey Sussexes squad, welcome back to my channel. Guys, I miss you. I miss you so much. I've been really busy and I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I've just been busy with my schedule and I keep trying to get back to you. I really feel terrible. Like I don't have time to look at the comments as much as I want to, and I like to respond to every single one of you guys' comments because I love you so much. And I haven't really had as much time to do that, and I just feel terrible. I feel terrible. I feel terrible, but I'm still here. I still love you. Feel my heart, okay? My heart is with you, even though I'm all busy and I'm trying to get myself together. I'm still here. Guys, we need to talk about Bethenny Frankel. She keeps disappointing me. She really does. She keeps coming after Meghan Markle. And I don't really understand why. I've got an article that I pulled up here that we can chat through together. Bethenny Frankel is a Real Housewives, for those of you who don't know. We talked about her in my channel a few times. And when she was on Real Housewives of New York, when Bethenny first came on the scene, I loved her. I loved her because I felt so connected to her. As a woman who has worked in the corporate space for 10 years, a woman of color, you know, a Southerner. I know that I've faced so many roadblocks just because of my parts, you know, and I've had to overcome those adversities. And watching Bethenny Frankel on Real Housewives of New York, I just felt really comforted because I saw, hey, this is a woman, she's starting her business, but she doesn't take any BS from anybody. At the same time, she had this vulnerability about her and this realness, you know, this authenticity. You know, it seemed like she give it to you like it is, but at the same time, she could be there as a shoulder for you to cry on. And you saw that a lot with the other housewives. And then something happened. She left. I don't know what happened. It could have been her divorce. I know she had a high-risk pregnancy. I know about that. Having fibroids. You know, I know she had fibroids too. But something just changed in her character. Maybe it was the skinny girl brand. Maybe, you know, the pressures of her business really got to her. But when she left for all those 4 or 5 seasons or whatever it was of Real Housewives of New York, and she came back, she just seemed extremely hardened. You know, she seemed really like pumped up all the time. Like she was always trying to get in a fight with someone while at the same time asking for sympathy, you know, when she was doing the same thing. It just seemed really hypocritical to me, and I couldn't put my finger on it. But I did remember back to those earlier episodes where she talked a little bit about her adverse childhood experiences, her family dynamic, where she just felt abandonment issues with her parents. And so I know that those things can play out. I know that those things can play out in your life. It's almost like allergies. You know how you can have allergies for 7 years and then later you might not even have them, or you might have never had allergies and later on you can have them. I felt like that was kind of how it was. But something changed, and as Real Housewives has her career with Real Housewives has been finished, especially watching all that stuff with Carol Radziwill, like the way that they fell out, it just left a bad taste in my mouth considering Bethenny. I just was like, what's going on? And since I've been tracking the Sussexes and supporting them since I knew about them back in September, I keep seeing Bethenny trashing them in the media, you know, calling them whiny babies, telling them to shut up. And I don't get it, you know, because when she had those moments of struggle, nobody was telling her to shut up. Everybody was crowding around Bethenny because I think she marks herself as an alpha woman, you know, and so people are either scared to confront her or they've kind of just been Stockholmed into thinking, okay, I need to be here for you as much as I can, even if it's to the detriment of myself. But how come she's unwilling to show compassion for these two people who faced racism, death threats, terrible threats to their safety, their security, complete gaslighting, you know, and not to mention that this wasn't just from the British monarchy, but from their own families. You know, Meghan Markle's the Markle side of her family, not Doria Ragland, but the Markle side of her family, constantly throwing her under the bus, constantly using her and her name, and essentially working with, hate accounts to bring her down, making documentaries about, how much of a evil stepsister she is, when that's really not the case. I just haven't been able to understand it. But I do know that when I go and I look at comments, where Bethenny does come after the Sussexes, people are like, oh, she's using this to stay relevant. And I don't know if that's the case. I try not to speculate too much into people's lives, But when I think about it, I'm like, hey, it might be the case. And there's this thing where she keeps comparing Meghan Markle to the housewives. She's like, oh, Meghan Markle will make a great housewife. She's dramatic, so she'll be a great housewife. I know that Andy Cohen asked Meghan Markle to be on the Housewives as well, but I'm not sure that that's coming from a really genuine place, as if she really cares about Meghan Markle. The fact that the Real Housewives produce so many divorces, it really, really makes me question if these women are just driving it up for drama, or if they really are building a sisterhood where women support one another and build them up, not break them down. Perhaps that's why there are so many divorces on there. I talk about Kyle a lot. I really, truly in my heart feel like the reason Kyle and Mauricio have not divorced yet is because Kyle puts down some very not super obvious or loud boundaries, but she puts down some very clear boundaries. You see those episodes where Mauricio is there and he's always just as, kind and polite as usual. But, other than that, Kyle makes a precedence to have her life with the girlfriends and stuff, and she has her life with her husband. She's not constantly bringing in drama from her and her husband into the friendship group. And as a matter of fact, I don't know of any drama between Kyle and Mauricio, except for the fact that this one tabloid in like season 1 or 2, I feel like, said that Mauricio was cheating on Kyle, and immediately they both shut that down real fast. It's like that your marriage needs to be like a fort, and I don't know, maybe it's a jealousy thing. Maybe it's coming from a jealousy place where because when I look at Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's marriage, I definitely see that symbol of a fort. They, even if it's takes jabs to their own mental spiritual health, they fight, they advocate to keep that fort around their marriage, keep that love and security as a strength that protects their marriage. And if you don't do that, I feel like your marriage will really, it'll crumble. If you let all these outside voices sort of navigate your marriage for you, it'll crumble. And I don't know if that's what happened with Bethenny's marriage. I really don't. But I think that there could be a jealousy thing here. I don't know if it's a jealousy thing. I don't know if it's trying to stay relevant. I don't know if it's just using the Sussexes' names to stick up for herself. But I do know that she's dating someone quite seriously now. And I think that if she really wants that relationship to end up in a marriage that's long-term, that's going to last, I would encourage her to really do some self-introspection, focus on healing her inner child. You guys, so many of us are walking around here with unhealed inner children. And really reflect inward. Stop putting so much stuff outward and reflect inward. And, solve those problems that you might have in your relationships, whether it be with your spouse, with your family, with your romantic partner, whatever it is. Resolve it inward, resolve it inward and build that fort up, build that strength that's combined with God and good mental health, good mental well-being. And, she's already got the physical strength. She's already a super athletic, super healthy person. I'm wondering if she's not projecting some of her own unresolved issues with, her childhood, with her family, with the struggles that she's had, which I can understand what they could be. The struggles that she's had with building up this empire. It can take a hit to your spirit, and I understand that truly. I would suggest for her to be, it's like she's telling the Sussexes to be quiet, but maybe it's her who needs to do a little bit more of that introspection. But Anyway, I would love to know what you guys think. You'll let me know, but let's just look at this article real quick. So this is from OK News, and it is titled Bethenny Frankel reveals anonymous A-lister asked her to take down post criticizing Meghan Markle. And this article is by Molly Claire Goddard. I hope I'm reading that right. And this is from June 5th, 2023. So it says, Bethenny Frankel is spilling the royal tea. They always try to make these titles so doggone tantalizing. During a recent interview, the Real Housewives of New York City alum revealed that an anonymous Hollywood star reached out to her to ask if she would take down one of her emphasis, that's a new one for me, emphasis tweets that criticized Meghan Markle. It says, when the host asked if she's ever gotten in trouble with someone she slammed on social media, Frankel explained a very, very, very famous A+++ list person called me to ask to please remove the post and apologize to Meghan Markle when I posted the Cry Me a River tweet, a personal friend of hers. Now, I have to speculate. You guys know I don't like to butt my nose into stuff where people haven't really come out overt and said stuff, but I gotta go ahead and put my speculation of who this person could have been. To me, you guys let me know in the comments. To me, it's either Oprah or it's Tyler Perry. And you know what? I feel it in my bones because they have held Meghan down so much, and I'm so glad that there are some A-listers out there with a freaking spine, because that's literally what it is. People see that the internet will literally trash you just for supporting the Sussexes. And why? It's because the trashy UK tabloid media has driven up so much hate towards them. And clearly Bethenny Frankel is one of the people who has been incited. So I'm glad someone actually does have a spine to stick up for them. It says, while the former Bravo star would not reveal, say who it was, typo. She noted that she refused to take the statement down. You see, right there. Right there, this is this lack of emotional intelligence that we're dealing with, the stubbornness that we're dealing with, narcissism, emotional abuse. It's just, somebody's right here telling you, you're really hurting people. Like, this is a human being, and you're hurting them. Can you please take this down? And here you have right here someone refusing to do it. I really, truly, in my bones, feel like this is the type of heinous narcissism and emotional abuse that is commonplace now that Donald Trump striked up when he became president. I just feel like even Democrats, she's a Democrat. I literally had to go and search and see, like, is Bethenny Frankel a MAGA Republican? Because her behavior was speaking to me like maybe she was like super conservative or something. And I had to pick my mouth up off the floor when I found out she actually was a Democrat. She says, no, I did not take it down, but the person said you need to delete the post, she noted. And it goes on to say, ahead of the Duchess of Sussex and her husband Prince Harry's 2021 Prime interview with Oprah Winfrey, Frankel tweeted, Cry Me a River, the plight of being a game show host, fairly unknown actress to suffering in a palace, with tiaras and seven-figure weddings, to whole years to being a household name, with Oprah on speed dial, fetching 7 million interviews, hundreds of millions of media deals. It sounds like jealousy. It really does. Yeah, I don't know. We can stop it right there, but we'll come back to this more. I really would love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. If you're new to this channel, please do me a favor. Go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the bell so you know whenever I post a video, and I'll see you next time.